What's up guys, Patrick from Waterborne. We're here at the workbench today to talk about bushings. So first, there is the surf adapter bushing. Now what the surf adapter bushing does is it sits inside and it gives you a little bit of resistance to the surf adapter pivoting. And how much resistance you have is going to determine how easily your board gets on rail and how much force it takes to get it there. So, different reasons why you might want to adjust your bushing is maybe it feels too loose on you, or maybe you feel like you're being held back. Those are great reasons to swap out your bushing, customize your board, and get it dialed in so it rides exactly how you want it to. So diving in, to replace your bushing is super easy and simple. You're gonna get a drill or a T-tool and then just zip off the main nut. And then you can take your surf adapter, kind of wiggle it, and slowly pull the two halves apart. Now this is the square bushing that gives you your resistance. So to remove this, there's a couple different methods. You could take something sharp like a knife and carefully pry it out. I like to use a dental tool. It's really easy, just get the hook in there and then pull up and out. It pops right off. There's also the surf skate love method, where you take a pair of channel locks or a pipe wrench or whatever, and then just shimmy the thing and it pops right off. So you could then take, say, your 100A, pop that puppy in, attach the other half, and then since this bushing is so hard, I really just want to get the nut started, and then I'm going to use the power of the drill or a T-tool to pull the thing together. Just like that. And then you want to check it, make sure that there's no wiggle up or down. If there is wiggle, just give it another half a turn or quarter turn until that stops. But this thing's ready to go. So what that means with a 100A bushing is that if I'm someone who weighs more, say 225 plus, when I first get onto the board, I don't have to be in the dead center and worry about, is the thing gonna flip, and get a bunch of lean right off the bat and I feel like I'm falling off the thing. So it's gonna give you a lot more stability while you're getting on and off the board. So your riding style and skill level are gonna play a huge factor, but for people that are just looking for like a ballpark number as for weight and bushing correlation, here you go. 100A bushing, 225 pound rider. 97.5, 175 pound rider. 95A standard, 150 pounds. 92.5, 125 pounds. And lastly, 90A, this is gonna be 100 pounds or less, youth riders, people who are looking for basically no resistance when they put pressure on the rails. One more point before we move on from the surf adapter. The bushings play a really important role, but there are so many other factors to how the front of your board feels. So if you want things to feel a little bit firmer, you might also consider a wider hanger on your truck. If you want them to feel looser, a narrower hanger. That's gonna give your foot more leverage over that bushing. So all these things sort of play a role in how your board is gonna feel when you use a surf adapter. Just food for thought, keep that in mind as you customize your build. Now moving on to the back of the board, the rail adapter. The rail adapter is a really unique piece because what it basically does is give the back of the board more ability to lean. And that's really cool because the surfboard leans, you get that sensation of your rails digging into the water, if you're a snowboarder, digging into the snow, and the board kind of cradles your feet as you wrap a turn. So the most important effect that your rail adapter has on your board is it's going to change the way that your rear reacts to your foot's pressure. So by introducing lean, you're reducing the amount that your rear truck is going to be turning. And your bushings are going to determine what ratio of truck movement to rail adapter movement you have. So if you have a relatively soft bushing, the back of your board is going to be all lean and the truck isn't going to be doing very much work to turn. If the bushings in your rail adapter are fairly stiff, then you're going to apply pressure. That force is going to move through those stiff bushings into your truck and make it turn more. And that's going to give you that sensation of the board coming around. If you have really soft bushings and the rail adapter is, where all the give is in your rear, then your rear truck won't turn. It's going to stay pointed straight, and as you pump, it's going to give you that forward driving feeling. So it's sort of a trade-off whether your goal is to wrap the tightest turns possible around cones in a parking lot or go for distance. So if you're going for distance, keep the rail adapter fairly soft, and if you're going for tight turns, have harder bushings in your rail adapter, and that's going to transmit more force into your truck's turning mechanism. So this is how you swap out the bushings in a rail adapter. First, you're going to whip off both of the nuts. And then you pull off your bushings and washers. And then if you look here, this is our new version 2 rail adapter, and it's got these extra bushings in here. These are isolators. They keep the kingpin from vibrating against your pivot plate, particularly on like really rough roads or if you're using small, harder wheels. So they basically just make it quieter. So these little isolator bushings are like, I think 97 A duro. They're fairly hard. They do their job well. If you feel like this is something that's gonna tweak your performance, there are companies like Venom that make aftermarket bushings just like this. They're called insert bushings, and I'll just show you, I guess. They sit tucked into your hanger right there, isolating the kingpin from the hanger, and that helps remove slop when you're turning really hard. All right, so to finish our bushing replacement, we're gonna whip off the isolator bushings, set them aside, pull off the standard bushings. These are 85A, and then let's go with pink. Seat those, throw on your isolators, pivot plate of the rail adapter goes on like that, and then our other bushings. This is one of the easiest modifications you could do to your board. The impact is something that you'll probably feel on the first ride. And then the tightness of your kingpins on the rail adapter in both your trucks are how you do that last little bit of fine tuning. It's amazing the difference that a quarter turn or half a turn can make in hitting that sweet spot.